Well, that's a long story. There's been a lot of challenges along the way since the days back here in New York. I don't even know where to begin to answer that question, but the evolution has been ongoing, and the process has been challenging. And I think I had a terrific experience in college football back at USC that really was kind of the groundbreaking for me of figuring out how I want to do this. And so I think all of the experiences were beneficial. That time there gave me an opportunity to be in charge and run a program in the same manner that we're doing it here in Seattle. So the tough times, sometimes you can't forget them fast enough, and then other stories you can't forget. And the time here in New York in particular was extraordinary, even though it was so brief. I remember it well. But it has been a long journey, and very excited that we have a chance to go ahead and show you what we're all about now here with the Seattle Seahawks.
In answer to the second part, I think you're always growing, you're always learning. Life is kind of trial and error. I've always been of the belief, you stop learning, you stop living. So there'd be too many individual things to go, through right now. But all that's an experience. This has been a fun season, great group of guys to be around, great locker room, much like in Carolina. So a lot of similarities, but then again, some differences.
Well, I personally don't feel like I've changed that much. I've just grown and learned, better how to send the message out clearly, because the philosophy in my mind is more clear than it's ever been. It really took me getting fired a couple times and getting kicked in the butt and all that to really get it to the point where it is now. Unfortunately, and I hate learning the hard way, and I'm sure John does too, but sometimes you have to.
Yes. What aspect of your opponent's game would you love to have for yourself on Sunday?
Wow.
I'll say I do have that picture from John at Iowa State over my desk right now. Back in the day, that's what's motivating me. I don't know. Could you say that question again? I don't have a clue what you just asked.
From the Broncos, what would the Broncos love to have?
I think he's talking about personnel of the team, not you and I personally.
I appreciate you clearing
I'm glad you cleared that up, though. Oh, you want me to answer first? Sorry. Thanks, Pete. Well, you can't slight your own team. I mean, there's aspects when anytime you look at an opponent, there's things you admire about what they do. I'll leave it just to admiration, not what I'd want to have.
Yeah, we like to have their points.
Well, I think it's a pinnacle for probably everybody that does what we do, and it's something you work very hard. As Pete mentioned earlier, you take individuals and you try to paint a picture of where you want to get to, and I think this is the pinnacle of it. Unlike different levels of football, there's only one happy camper at the end, and that's going to be the team hoisting that trophy.
Obvious that attraction to the defense and the offense is a logical matchup to look for, but this game is going to be involving so many different aspects of it. It'll be interesting to see if that is the story. Is it our defense versus their offense? I really don't believe that's what it's going to be. Like John thinks, there's so many aspects of this and so many phases that will contribute, and it'll be wonderful to see what the storyline is afterwards. But
so really, it was I don't know, like a sprained ankle. It was going to be 4 weeks. There were some things I had to do. Obviously, there was a little healing process. That took about 10 days. And I was back to work on a Monday, 4 weeks post-op from open heart surgery. And, I felt 150% better. I had a valve that was probably the size, the opening was the size of a pinhead. Now it's a 50-cent piece. So just from a feeling good standpoint, I feel way, way, way better than I did 2 months ago. And never really gave it a second thought about, coming back not being an option or returning to coaching being an option, and it's worked out pretty well.
Hey, can I just make a comment? What a stud. He's comparing an open heart surgery and being on his back to an ankle sprain. Congratulations on that. Really, that's amazing.
Thanks,
Come on, John. Jeez. That's awesome.